How's it going, everyone? KingBlackToof here. We've got two more cards that were shown at the Gwent tournament, which has now ended. I want to talk about the lore behind the cards, what we know, see if we can use any of that information to inference what it could possibly do. This is speculation purposes. We don't quite know, but we do know we have two leader cards, one for Nilfgaard and one for Fidháil. So here we've got the two leader cards. We've got the Usurper, which is a Nilfgaard leader card. I actually really like the name of that because it's a lot simpler than the Fidháil leader card, which is Filavandrel on Fidháil of the Silver Tower, or something. So first let's go over the Fidháil leader card, Filavandrel. So he was the leader of the Dolbluff Arna, and the region was struggling to survive due to famine because they didn't really know anything about agriculture at that particular time. Fidháil was part of that group, so that's a nice connection with that particular character. And Dolbluff Arna is on the border of Kaedwan and on the other side the Blue Mountains. So when Kaedwan invaded Dolbluff Arna, it pushed the elves back into the Blue Mountains, and that's probably where you get the Blue Mountain commandos and stuff from, so there's a link there as well, which is nice. But later on, when Emperor Emir var Emreis invaded Northern Realms and took back Dolbluff Arna, he actually gave it back to the elves. So, you know, hashtag Emir did nothing wrong. He's a pretty nice guy, it seems. But he appointed Francesca Findabar as the leader, the queen of the elves, new state. And she would occasionally seek counsel from Filavandrel from time to time. So we've got a couple of nice connections here with the leader cards here. So as for what Filavandrel could do, if we go back to The Witcher 3, that card was actually in that game. It was a 6 strength, non-hero, agile card. Doesn't really say much. 6 strength is quite bad, you know, really. Fidháil were the worst faction in that particular game, I'd say. But is there a gap in Fidháil at the minute that a leader card can fill? Is there a gap in leader cards? So we know we've got Ethne or Anya, however you like to pronounce it, which covers the spell Fidháil aspect. We've got Francesca, which covers the mulligan aspect. Maybe movement needs a leader card. So you could say Francesca pulls Zoltan, but if you just go for a pure movement card from the leader, because then you can get Zoltan and the leader, this could be a movement orientated card. Now, I remember Witcher 3 had a Francesca card which allowed you to basically Barclay elves things, you know, move things to the most optimal row that wasn't in weather or something. So maybe it could do something like that. That would be very dangerous for stacking, lacerates and stuff. But yeah, some movement orientated stuff. Is there anything else? Dwarves have that you know, dwarfy boy, whatever his name is, I forget. So apart from that, I'm not seeing a particular area where there's a gap. Movement seems the most likely option. So we'll have to see about that. So the other leader card is the Usurper. Now this is a Nilfgaard leader card. We have heard some audio for this card.
I shall make Nilfgaard great again!
And this basically just gives you all the information for the character's motivations. He wanted to overthrow the former Emperor of Nilfgaard. This will be Fergus var Emreis. So Emir var Emreis' dad, Papa Fergus. And the Usurper wanted to overthrow him with support from some other aristocrats, and he was able to do so. Now, he tortured Fergus because he wanted legitimacy for his overthrowing coup, which was denied by Fergus. So the Usurper then proceeded to torture Fergus's son, Emir, who was 13 years old at the time, in order to try and force Fergus to gain legitimacy from this coup, to, you know, legitimize it. But again, he declined, and Emir was able to escape this by turning into some form of hedgehog, apparently. And after 20 years, Emir var Emreis would come back onto the scene with some support, including people like Ardell Dale, probably not how you pronounce it, as well as Vilgefortz, to overthrow the Usurper, which they managed to do, and execute him. It would also turn out that Ardell Dale, as well as some other characters we know of, including Joachim de Wet and Stefan Skellen, would plot to overthrow Emir to try and get Moran Voorhees on the throne. So there's a long, complicated amount, but the Usurper was a key part in eliminating one particular emperor from Nilfgaard, and then eventually allowing Emir to come back from overthrowing. So there's a lot of overthrowing in Nilfgaard. So as for what the Usurper could do, it looks to be like some form of damaging card, something similar to assassination, or artwork that's similar to actually killing things and doing damage and stuff. Now, again, if we look at what gaps are in Nilfgaard's archetypes that leaders need to fill, there's really not many unless they're starting to bring something in. Jean Calvi is a bit of a general leader. He'll fit in every sort of archetype. Not necessarily something you want in every archetype, but he will work. We've also got Emir Vartamriz. Again, he'll fit in most archetypes. If you want to reuse a card, he's one that you can pick. And we've also got a revealing leader card, which is specific, Morvan Voorhees. So a leader card, we don't really have one for spies. I think a lot of people would agree we don't need a leader card for spies. It seems to be, quite decent of an archetype without that. We also don't have a specific one for Mill, but again, Emir Vartamriz fills that slot. You could say Emir Vartamriz works well in spies because of the Kalak replaying and the Vicar Vira replaying. There are some cards which have kind of gone out of fashion that maybe could be brought back in. Rot Tossers and maybe a soldiers, officers kind of archetype would work quite well, because that needs a bit more of a push. So a leader card revolving around soldiers and officers, and all the cards that utilize that synergy would be quite good. But I am not sure on this one. This one's a hard one to choose. So if you've got any ideas, let me know. And until next time then, take care. I'm sure we don't have to wait very long for these cards to come out. I'll see you later. Take care, and I'll see you again very soon.